process. A fundamental part of resilience training is the 3 blessings, by the way. It shows up everywhere. So 3 blessings is very powerful. It builds gratitude. Gratitude is both a state and a trait. You can feel grateful, or you can be a person who's very sensitive to being grateful. Builds gratitude. Now, this is where the insight came. I was busily reading about gratitude and the 3 blessings. And I came across a study by Emmons and McCullough. Emmons was one of the primary researchers in positive psychology. And he pointed out that gratitude was a form of love. It was not distinguishable from love. And suddenly I had an insight. The love that Washington was expressing was really gratitude. It made sense. Because some of those guys were probably unlovable. So I wanted to see if this was a discovery of any kind. I did a Google search on qualities of great leaders. I couldn't find one person who cited gratitude as a quality of great leaders. That you'd think by chance somebody, even if it didn't play any part in leadership, you would think somebody would mention it because it's kind of a good quality. Now I remembered a paper that I wrote in Quality Progress in 1992. It's called The Theory and Practice of Employee Recognition. I wrote it with a client, young guy from IBM, and I've always been puzzled because there's a social media site for academics called ResearchGate, and you can find a lot of most academics are on there, and their papers are listed. And when somebody reads one of their papers, ResearchGate makes note of it. And so I have maybe 25 papers on ResearchGate. This is the most frequently read. And a lot of my stuff is recent, but more people read that paper. And when I look at the paper, what I'm really describing is gratitude, because I say it should be personal, and the person doing the recognition should be very well acquainted with what the employee has accomplished. So it's really recognition is kind of a formalization of gratitude, but it's not usually practiced properly. So usually it's routine, and it's almost like pay. But done properly, it's gratitude. I did find a study that looked at the relationship between gratitude and leadership. One study, I love the names, Ritzenhofer, Brossi, Sprelli, and Velpe, a German group writing in a very good journal. That's a very good paper. They did 2 studies. First study, they wrote scenarios of describing the behavior of a leader. And they had grateful leaders and prideful leaders. Grateful leaders were judged to be more trustworthy and having more integrity. Prideful leaders were judged to be more competent, which surprised them. But there's a big effect in terms of integrity and trust. Those are pretty important characteristics for a leader. The second study, subjects took surveys about their own managers, and gratitude was the strongest characteristic. It correlated with all the other positive characteristics. None of the other positive characteristics correlated with everything, but gratitude did. So gratitude really stuck out as an important quality of leadership. And as you think about it, which I have, you can't buy loyalty with money. Money certainly doesn't create intrinsic motivation. And would you give your all for an ungrateful leader? I doubt it. I certainly wouldn't. So here we have an important quality of leadership, unrecognized, but pretty easily developed, because we have a method to build the trait of gratitude. Can the 3 blessings make you a better leader? I'm inclined to think so. I would like to try this in a laboratory. Actually, I'd like to try this in the field. But here's a form of leadership training that should work. Thank you.